people be like,
oh my gosh, I love your dreads. How many dreads do you have? How did you start your dreads? How did you get your dreads so thick? How did you get your dreads so thin? Dreads, 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 dreads.
Dreads. Y'all. Hey you guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Celeste the Locpreneur. No, I do not do locks, but I am an entrepreneur with locks. Okay, so I am super excited for this video, you guys. Like, can we talk about it? Can we talk about it? We always have so much to talk about, but in this here lock community, like, there's a lot to say. There's a lot to say. So let's talk. You guys, what do you do when people call your locks dreads? Because I'm not gonna lie, when I first started my lock journey, I was definitely the type of person who was like, my locks are not dreads. There's nothing dreadful about my locks. Like, I was that person. I was that person anytime, every time, like, always correcting, always getting aggressive. Like, that was me. But over the years, I've started to give more grace, to be more patient, to be more understanding, because honestly, like, a lot of people do not know. They don't know the difference. They don't know the history. They don't know any of that. And even like before I started my lock journey, I was that person. I did not know until I started my lock. So it doesn't make sense for, you know, us to get so aggressive and to get so upset to someone who is literally ignorant. They don't know. And then, like, because I really try to be open-minded and keep an open perspective on things. And so it's like there are a lot of people with locks who call their locks dreads. So if you're a person on the outside, you don't have locks, you have maybe a friend who refers to their locks as dreads, and then you're meeting somebody and they're snapping at you because you called their locks dreads, but their friend calls their locks dread. You know what I'm saying? Like, it can be really confusing. So all that to say, what I do now, instead of snapping at the person like I used to, what I like to do when people keep asking me about my locks and they're like, oh, when did you start your dreads? How many dreads do you have? How, dreads, all this stuff. What I like to do, as many times as they say dreads, I replace it with locks. So I'm like, oh, my lock journey. Oh, I started my locks back in this time. I absolutely love my locks. I always tell everybody to start their locks. Like, as many times as they say dreads, and as it hurts my ears and pierces my eyes and brains and everything else, I replace it with locks. So then hopefully they'll catch on and they're like, oh, she doesn't call her locks dreads. She calls her locks locks. Maybe that's how I should refer to it. So it's kind of like leading by example, kind of hoping that they'll catch on, like, you need to refer to my locks as locks. That's how I'm referring to my hair type thing. And for the most part, when I have done it, people do catch on. People do catch on. They'll be like, oh, okay, I love your locks. They'll start to do it like that. But there are certain people, who they like to stay in their own way, stick in their own ways. They don't catch on. They don't catch on, right? And so for them, I do have to be a bit more direct and, be like, oh, I don't call my locks dreads. I call them locks. Still calmly explaining, because again, these people are ignorant. And I don't mean to say that to shame them or anything, but it's like they do not know, and they didn't pick up on the clues. So you gotta, some people, it ain't all there. It ain't all there. But so you just got to be a little bit more direct and like, oh, I don't call my locks dreads. Dreads comes from the word dreadful. I don't hate my hair. I don't hate my locks. So, I prefer to call them locks, and I prefer if you call them locks too. Okay. But yeah, so that's what I do, and it's actually really helpful. It makes me, so I don't have to be that crazy person. Because I feel like I'd be a crazy person when I used to do that. My hair, they're not dreads. There's nothing dreadful about me. Like, that's so extra. And, there are certain times when it's like, I also think there's a time to correct someone, And there's also a time to just let it go. Just let it go. Not every time needs to be corrected. Not every time is a perfect time. Now, if you disagree, then you go ahead and you correct them every time, just like you correct them when they saying your name. I am here for you. You go. You go. I'm rooting for you because I love that for you. I love that. However, me, that's a lot. And sometimes it's not worth it to me. Like literally a few weeks ago, I was at a club or a lounge, and I was doing my little dance, my little dance. I was feeling myself. I cannot lie. I was dancing, and then the guy on the mic, the promoter dude, he was like, "Hey, I see you, girl, with the dreads." Like, I'm not gonna be like, they're not dreads. I'm not gonna be like, don't call my locks dread. Like, not the right time, right? Not the right time. You know what I'm saying? So there's a time for it, and there's a time not for it. But that's just me. If you gonna correct the guy on the mic, I'm gonna be like, say it again, sis. Say it again. But no, in all seriousness, y'all, I think it is really important to make sure that we take more time to educate a lot of these people, because again, they don't know. And honestly, I don't think they say it to offend. It's just lack of knowledge, because like I said, even before I started my lock journey, I did not know the history. I did not know any of it. It wasn't until I was interested in it, and that's when I started to do my research. But prior to then, with the wigs and the braids and everything else, child, everybody, from the songs and the music to maybe even friends and family members, there are people who call their locks dreads. So we really have to educate them instead of snapping on them when they refer to our crown as dreads. You feel me? Do you feel me? So let me know your thoughts, y'all. Comment down below. I'm always interested in talking about these controversial topics, or these topics with different perspectives. I would love to know what you say, or if you say anything when people refer to your locks as dreads. How do you feel? Let's talk about it. I think I'm gonna do another video about locks versus dreads, and kind of dig a little bit more into it. So definitely stay tuned for that. If you're not already subscribed, definitely subscribe to the channel. Comment, follow me on Instagram at celestethelocpreneur _ Why am I pointing so much? I'm sorry. But I hope y'all enjoyed this video, and I will catch you in the next one. Bye.